Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about suicide awareness, and this is a topic that's very important to me. I've called the suicide hotline before. I've also been hospitalized for suicide, and that's a separate video. But today I just wanted to talk about what it's like calling the hotline and what to expect, because I know it can be scary. I know it can be very daunting because you just don't know what could happen. It's just kind of mysterious. The reason why I was apprehensive about calling for a while was because I didn't want to be admitted into a hospital again. I thought if you called the hotline, then you'd be whisked away and you'd be an inpatient, automatically, and that's not the case. It's really not. To be honest, I've dealt with suicidal ideation and thinking for years and years. It's been a constant struggle for me, and I know this is a topic people will shy away from because it's uncomfortable, it's an ugly truth, it's harrowing, it's sad, it's awful. It's awful. But if we just keep thinking of it as that and that alone and then move on with our lives, we're really not learning anything here. Why someone committed suicide, what led them to think that was the only way to go forward, which was ending your life. And I would say that my suicidal thinking was chronic. Like when I was especially severely depressed, I have a video all about that. I'll put it in the description. But when it gets to the point when it's scary, like you don't know how you're going to function throughout the day, the feelings of just being overwhelmed and feeling hopeless about the future, and just feeling really shitty and low. I honestly wish I would have reached out to the hotline sooner, because what ended up happening was one of the most beautiful conversation I have ever had in my life. I called the hotline, I think it was midnight, maybe 1 a.m, and that's when I was drinking. I was drinking alcohol, and I felt awful. I felt awful before I was drinking, and then I thought drinking would, of course, make me feel better, which it did for, the first 2 drinks, and then it goes downhill from there. When I called the hotline, this was about, I want to say, it was right before I started taking Zoloft. There you go. So it was a couple years ago, and I just didn't know where else to turn, honestly. I knew I needed help. I just called, and the person on the other end was just open to hearing me out, hearing what I was going through, what I had to say, and they were just open to talking with me and staying on the line with me longer than I even wanted to. I was like, okay, well, I'm done talking. I guess I'm not gonna kill myself today. He's like, good. But it was just a very deep philosophical conversation. We talked about life and living and death and dying and struggle and pain, and we just talked about so much. And I just remember being shocked by that, putting down the phone, ending the conversation, and just being this sense of just, wow. I think sometimes we just need someone to hear us. And I can't stress enough, it was just a very, very beautiful conversation that I wish I could play back and listen to. But it wasn't scary. The thing that happened after the conversation, because something did happen, I didn't kill I'm still here. Hey guys. Getting off track. Okay, after the conversation ended, the next morning, someone, I think they came out to my house, because before the conversation that night, the previous night, of course, they need your information. They have your phone number. They want your address. They're going to send someone to check on you. That's what happened to me. So, okay, my personal experience, they sent someone to check on me the next day. But first they called. They called and I didn't answer because I didn't want to talk again. Depressed person doesn't want to talk to people. Huh. Who'da thunk it? Yeah. I didn't want to talk to them again. I was like, oh, I'm okay. Bouncing back, or maybe not fully, but my head isn't there right now, so I don't really want to talk about it. And I felt guilty. And of course it was a hangover day too, so I felt guilt and awful on top of that crippling anxiety that also comes with hangovers. So when I didn't answer, that's when they sent someone. And I don't know how they missed me, honestly, because I didn't answer the door. I'm a horrible person. I didn't answer the door, but no one knocked. I just got a phone call from some dispatcher. I don't even think that they knew they were still on the phone, because it sounded like a butt dial or something. I just heard a man's voice saying something along the lines of, we couldn't locate Sarah. We're out here checking, but we don't know where she is. And I think the confusion is, my landlord lives upstairs, or our landlord, and my husband and I live underneath, and no one really comes down here. So maybe that was part of the confusion. Like, I gave them the right address, I just didn't clarify like where in the building we were. We don't have a separate number, like not a separate apartment number. It's just dude's up there, we're down here. But it ended up just being fine. And then they actually called again the next day, and I didn't answer because I didn't want to talk. I'm a horrible human being. Okay. Anyway, it ended up being okay, and it ended up being totally fine. And the only reason they tried to get someone out here to check on me is because I didn't answer the phone. Which, of course, I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you're like, I'm suicidal, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then you don't answer your phone when they try calling you again the next day and the next day. Like, that would be concerning. So I fucked up. But anyway, I say all this just to tell you, like, if you are feeling really down, and I know the holidays are coming up, I know around fall I get really sad because those are anniversary dates where I've lost my dad, I lost my aunt, I lost my uncle. Like, fall has a very real, like, death anniversaries approaching, and it makes me feel really low. On top of that, around the holidays, that's when I was molested as a kid. So, I mean, as much as I love fall, it also kind of wears on me a little bit. And I know that's approaching. I know I'm probably going to feel a little bit lower because I miss people that I can't see. And I still have those bad, scary memories from when I was younger. And that's just a part of this. This video is more about you guys. Like, if you are thinking that you don't know what you're going to physically do next, like you feel scared and you don't know how to handle the next few moments, and you need to talk to someone, please reach out and call, because what might end up happening is the conversation like what I had. It was just, I don't know how many times I can stress like how beautiful the conversation was, how I felt like someone was really hearing me and really also just there for me. It felt like I had someone on my side, someone who was seeing things from my perspective, and someone who also offered very gently a different perspective. Nothing bad, nothing threatening, just talking about basically whatever I wanted to talk about. It was, okay, hindsight 2020, it was like it was a free therapy session, basically. That's what it felt like. And it was awesome. It was really beautiful. And that is the only time I called the hotline. I got help afterwards. From my therapist. I have all the story in several YouTube videos on my channel, so definitely check out my mental health playlist. But this is a topic that is very close to my heart, and I just want you to know that if you know you need help, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs a little help. Life is hard. Life is fucking hard. If you need someone to hear you out, please call. This video is not sponsored at all. This video will not be monetized because YouTube hates when I do anything controversial. So all of these videos that I make that talk about suicide or depression or anything like that, those don't get monetized because YouTube just frowns on that. So that's not even a thing here. This is just something that I wanted to talk about and bring some awareness to this issue, because if you call the hotline, it's great. It's basically great. But I hope this gave you a little bit of ease if you're a little nervous or timid about calling. Don't be shy. Reach out. The team is great. As far as I know, from my experience, they're great. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Bye.